So, of course, we are halfway through the first full week of 2015, and I know many of you are still trying to hold true to your New Year's resolutions. I definitely am. But did you know only 50% of people actually stick to their goals for 3 months and even less for 6 months? So, with weight loss and getting in shape, 2 of the top resolutions. We've got our fitness guru, Fitz Kohler, here to show us how to stay on the path to success. Good to see you again.
Always happy to be here.
You always look so fit, jealous. So what do you think? Like, people are so busy, we're making all these resolutions. How do we stick to them rather than just making it last like a month or 2?
Well, you know what's interesting is it's January 7th, and so many New Year's resolutions are already in the trash.
Already failed.
People have given up already.
Exactly.
So it's important to realize that fitness is a lifetime effort that you just must tend to every day. If you want to keep your teeth in your mouth, you brush them every day. If you want to keep your body healthy, fit, and going strong until you're 100, you have to do a little maintenance every single day. So think about the Roman statues and the Greeks. Those men were ripped.
Oh, yes, they were.
They didn't have diets. They didn't have shakes or pills or wraps or any of that nonsense. You know what they did? They did manual labor every day. And they ate stuff like goats and sheep and produce. Okay. And voila, they were Adonises,
Very true. But we're sitting at a desk all day eating Cheetos. Right. We wonder why we're a little rounder around the middle. Exactly.
Softer than we like, and a little soft is fine. But
so what are some secrets then that people can kind of follow along to stick to these?
Number one, don't do anything drastic. So if you have some trainer or whatever telling you cut out bread forever and no sugar ever, ditch them, dump them. If they're telling you must buy products and diet pills and shakes, ditch them and run the other way because they just want your money. Fitness is just about making wise eating choices on a daily basis and sweating often. And so we've got Miss Victoria,
of sweating,
our supermodel.
She's our trooper here, our intern Victoria. So you have some tips that we can kind of use to fit it into our busy lifestyle,
and it's important to squeeze it in. So what I'd like you to do at home is compound exercises. So you train a bunch of body parts at once. So let's see a squat with a press. So she's got her lower body going and her upper body. So you don't have to separate biceps and glutes and quads like the big guys do.
Working the whole body, exactly.
You can go ahead and do lunges.
Ooh, I love lunges. Keep those legs looking sexy.
Yeah, pick a weight that's challenging to you, and you know what? Lift them up in any direction. It's almost hard to go wrong when you're working against gravity. When you're working your lower body, bend your knees, bend your hips. You're bound to work muscles, and your legs are 18% of your body weight, each leg. So if you just lift up your leg, you're getting a good workout. If people try this at home, you'll go, wow, I didn't know my leg was so darn happy.
Are you getting tired yet?
Yeah, and the other cool thing is phones not attached to a cord, so use them and go for a walk.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much,
Thanks,
Fitz.
Kristen.
Always have the best tips. You guys better stick to your resolutions.
You know, I promised you guys I wouldn't have any more Frozen-esque videos.
Oh, come on, Jess.
No.
You
but
promised.
it's not me, it's this little toddler who refuses to let it go.
Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
Just give it to him for just a sec, okay? He won't hurt it. Go ahead, please. Just for a sec.
Okay, you gotta give the kids some love for those moves who, by the way, those moves go perfectly to this Friday night anthem. Hit it.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Thank you for doing that. That's amazing.
That's
Our remix
perfect.
needs to go
I think
viral.
your version should go
It's
viral.
way better, exactly.
He's like, yeah.
Of course, it's a new year and a new you, but that could extend beyond what you're doing for your health. It's time to revamp what's going on at home and bring those old decorations to life. And here to help us do that, we have celebrity lifestyle and decor expert Sean Rabideau here with us this morning. Thanks for joining us. You're quite fabulous today.
Thank you.
So, Chris, we always have so many holiday decorations around. So how can we kind of repurpose and be good to the environment at the same time?
Well, you know, you've got to get inspiration. You've got to get some ideas. And I actually got a lot of my ideas from hometalk.com.
Okay.
And you can actually find all of these there. It's a great resource for DIY projects and things like that for home and garden. And you are actually wearing the color of the year, Marsala, which I have incorporated. This is just a wreath from Christmas.
Oh, that's very cool.
That all I did was I spray painted it gold. You can spray paint it any color you want. You want to do yellow, you want to do orange. Do whatever is going to inspire you and bring the color into your home.
Love that.
So
Great
I
idea.
just decorated it with leftover ribbon from the holidays.
Marsala, of
so I
course.
always shop at home. So shop at home first.
Great advice.
So that's my Rabideau tip. Shop at home.
Perfect. Because you can always be surprised what you can find around the house that can be repurposed for things like this.
Absolutely, definitely. And then these are just old bottles that I had, you know,
So
champagne
clever.
bottle, a liqueur bottle, and all I did was I spray painted them different colors. You can even take an old martini glass, a vase, spray paint it, put candles in it. Put it on your mantle, put it on your kitchen counter. Sort of upcycle, sort of, you know, bring some new, fresh look into the home.
I'd love to put like little beads and rocks in there.
Exactly.
Do that a lot.
Exactly. You could
It's
even
very
like
cool.
float an orchid in there or something.
Oh, I
so
love that
you know,
idea.
so just use your imagination and you can bring new life to your home.
Absolutely. And speaking of using your imagination, so you have like little glitter artistic work
so
on there.
Everybody has leftover candles from the holidays.
course,
so
so
all I
many.
did was I took a little bit of glue, a little bit of glitter, again, very inexpensive from the craft store, or you might even have it in your craft closet.
I just might.
You just might. And all I did was I put it on the candle, put the little glue,
I see. So you have these handy little.
So this is just a
You
stencil.
get these at the craft stores
At
too?
the craft store as well,
then just paint that
absolutely.
right on.
Or you can
Okay.
just paint it right on the candle, and then you just.
Awesome
And it's a
idea.
great activity for the kids.
I was just gonna say, fun for the whole
Fun
family.
for the whole family. So it's a great activity for the kids. Super easy. And now you've got added decor for your dining table, your counter, your mantle. It's great.
Great conversation starter at a
It
party.
really,
too. Everyone's
it really
gonna want to
is.
know how you did
Or
it.
if you want, you can have your friends help you.
Oh, I put them to work, exactly.
'em
So
to
tell us
work.
about this. This is
Yes.
beautiful.
So this is just, again, it's a topiary that I had just sitting in my closet, and I wanted to give it a fresh look. So these are actually flowers that I got on discount from the craft store. They're trying to get rid of all of their old items.
Of course.
For the new
50% off
season,
always.
50%, 70%, whatever. And you can use a glue gun. I actually didn't. I just sort of shoved the flowers right in there. But it gives it a whole new, fresh look. And again, you can just, you know, add it to your decor, and it's a great piece for your mantle. You can change it up if you want through the season.
That's
you can
true,
turn
change
it
the
into
colors
fall.
up
Exactly.
as it gets- as
same
the leaves
same with
start
the wreath. If you
changing.
want, you can do, you know, for the fall as well. So
I
you can
love
change
that.
it for the season.
Being good to the environment at the same time. Now, of course,
Absolutely.
wrapping presents. I always go super fancy with the ribbon, high quality ribbon here. So
Absolutely.
you turned it into a napkin
I
holder?
turned it into a
So
napkin.
creative.
Yes. So, you know, this is just a paper towel holder. Okay. And what I love about these is they actually sort of have the lines on them. So, you know, they've got the lines. And then I just started cutting. Okay. So you sort of cut along those lines.
Okay, so you did that here.
So did that there. And then you take the ribbon, which I've got pre-cut.
Okay.
Okay. A little double stick tape.
Oh, I love double stick tape. You
So
can use
it's
it for everything.
you can't go wrong. Give
Okay.
you a little bit of a piece of double stick tape.
Now this is really easy.
And then you just put it right there so it holds that tape in place.
Okay.
And then you loop it around, and boom. You have an impromptu, quick napkin ring
I
for
love
your
that.
next dinner party.
it looks very fancy too. It's
It,
like,
it looks
much more
fancy. It looks like you
expensive
put
than
in
it
a lot of
actually
effort
is.
into it, but you know, you didn't. It's actually quite easy. And again, another great activity for the kids. It's no
Absolutely.
fuss, no muss. So.
Love that. Okay, so where can people find more information on you?
They can find more information on me with all of these tips on hometalk.com.
Hometalk.com,
And
that's
there
right.
you go.
Perfect.
So let's continue our Buzz Feel Great segment by talking money. Does this ever happen to you when you think about your bills?
I'll do this. It can't be that bad. It's just like a Band-Aid. It's gonna be fine. Bex! $200 on Marc Jacobs underwear. Oh, underwear is a basic human right.
If that looks like a familiar scene, no worries. We got you. It is a new year, and here to help us better manage our bills is personal finance expert, blogger, and author Ruth Sukup. Thanks for being with the show with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
So, you know, the title of your book is Living Well, Spending Less. I like the sound of that. Please explain. I'm taking notes.
Well, living well and spending less, it's more about a different way of looking at your money rather than just practical tips for how to save money. There are lots of practical tips in the book, but it really gives you a whole different perspective of what the good life is really about and how to find it.
So what is this different perspective?
Well, for me, I came at it. I started my blog 5 years ago because I was a shopper and loved to shop, and I was fighting with my husband a lot about money. And we realized that something needed to give and we needed to find a different way. So I started my blog actually as a way to hold myself accountable. And through this journey of trying to live well and spend less, I found that I was trying to fill my life with things when really what I was trying to be is full, and that the things weren't doing it for me. And so I just kind of went on this whole other journey of discovering what the good life was really about, and that's what the book is about.
So what are some small personal changes that you can make like on a daily basis? Because a lot of people are going through this.
Yes.
You know, they don't know what to do.
Yes.
They're in debt, and it's like every day the mail keeps coming in, more
Yes.
and more bills. They get frustrated. I mean,
Yes.
it's serious.
And I think one of the biggest things that people do is they try to just ignore the problem thinking it'll go away, or they don't want to deal with it. And the sooner you can actually face your problems and realize that there is something that you needs to happen and a change that needs to happen, the better off you'll be. I really recommend for anyone is to do a month of no spending. I call it a spending freeze.
1 whole month?
Yes, where you only pay like your basic bills that have to be paid, you know, your utilities and your mortgage and everything else. No Starbucks, no restaurants, no, you know, little trips to Target, which is my favorite. My weakness.
Same here.
But you take a month off. My husband and I try to do that about twice a year. In fact, we're doing it this month. And it is so great. And we just eat what we have on hand. You know, we come up with some really random meals from our pantry, but it's such a great way to kind of reset your brain and make you realize how little you really need.
Okay, so let's say if you don't want to do that the 1 month of not spending too much, you still want to have a little bit of fun.
Yep.
How can you cut down on, you know, because you don't want to feel like it's, well, personally, I'm talking about myself.
Yes.
It's like, I don't want to feel like I'm cutting everything out because I might get frustrated and just start splurging again.
Right.
What can someone like me do?
You know, one thing that is really easy change to make is spending less on groceries, and I talk about that in the book, how to cut your grocery bill
How
in
do you
half.
do that?
A lot of people think, oh, I have to use coupons in order to save money, but you really don't. Just buy things on sale and then buy enough to last until
Where
it goes
can
on
people
sale
get more
again.
information on you?
Livingwellspendingless.com.
Thank you so much. You can also go to our website, thedbz.com. We'll be back.